Oh, look, well, at least we got Big T in the house. What is up, everybody? Welcome into a very snowy Friday edition of the Losers Lounge. Everybody grab a beverage, pull up.
I don't have a beverage.
You don't
I also don't.
No. Oh, man, you guys suck. You got to, maybe super producer Kale will grab a ranch rider here in the break here a second.
Living life wrong again.
I've got the jalapeno ranch rider, which is fantastic. It's delicious. We're going to talk about some natural basketball motions. We're going to talk about closing point guard lineups and rotations, lots of stuff. Mostly negative stuff we're going to get into, but we're going to try to have some fun, maybe do a little Stonk Report as best we can after this really annoying game. I got to say, guys, I really enjoyed, and I knew I enjoyed it when it was happening, but it wasn't today till I really realized how much I enjoyed not talking about Facu. Just because I know the chat's going to be annoyed. I know everybody's going to be. And it's not even his fault, but it's just like the fact that now we have to go about talking it kills me. But at least I got Harrison Wynn here.
Yeah, it's definitely not Facu's fault for playing 17 straight minutes.
Was it 17 straight?
Yeah.
Was it 17? We were trying to figure out how many it was.
29 minutes.
He checked. I mean, I'll save it. All
right, save it for here in a second. I got a D-line co here in all black, like a funeral.
Guys, I don't have anything to say.
Nothing clever. Nothing. We got to really clever ourselves. This is one of those games that just sucks the oxygen out of the room a little bit.
Yeah, it really does.
And then joining us, professional gambler from Run Pure Sports, one of my good buddies, Big T.
Thank you.
You don't like how I introduce you, huh? You just want Big T?
No, I mean, you can however you want. I don't mind it.
Kale knows me too well. He just picks out a vodka soda for me.
Vodka soda?
Knows me too well.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if you're going to like that one. That's the most bold one.
I'll give it a run. I'll give it a try.
So the Nuggets fall tonight to the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics now winners of 7 in a row, second longest streak. First longest streak in the NBA, Toronto Raptors, who the Nuggets play tomorrow. They fall 108-102 in a game in which it started out, you thought, man, Denver looks great. Team's going to roll, this or that. It wasn't really until the end of the game, the second half, that things kind of fall apart. Harrison, what's the top storyline here that you kind of want to recap?
I mean, Nikola Jokic just wasn't good enough tonight.
Yeah.
And it was a weird night from him. He looked tired. He looked absolutely gassed coming down the stretch. And that's directly reflective in his numbers. He shot 10 threes tonight. 3 of 10 from 3, 9 of 20 from the field. So half of his shots were threes. I mean, I think that's a dead giveaway. He was a little tired and just wasn't good enough. Denver, in the third quarter, they got into that terrible cycle that they always do in the third quarter when they just jack up threes.
Yeah.
Early shot clock, forced threes. And Jokic just didn't have it in the second half. The starters were unbelievable in the first half.
Yeah, rolling.
Unbelievable. All in the double-digit positives, but in that second half, specifically in the third quarter, and then down the stretch, they just didn't have it, and Jokic didn't either.
How do you analyze Jokic's game tonight, Big T?
Yeah, I mean, that's where it's tough, as far as fantasy and then just the actual basketball, because fantasy, he was awesome. Look at his numbers, 23, 16, and 11, but 9 turnovers. He was bad. I mean, that's just the truth. Basketball-wise, it's crazy. That's how good he is now. He can have a game with that big of numbers and just honestly be bad. And those turnovers he had, first half and second half, just lazy turnovers, just tired, like you guys are saying. I don't have an issue with the threes as much, but it was just that he's tired. It was just
a
bad.
lot. 11 is his career high. And he would have taken another one if this game was closer.
They weren't forced looks, though, were they? I don't know. They were helping on D. He's playing with I don't know. The biggest issue I have with the game is the closing lineup. Because I didn't even – believe me, I thought Facu was terrible down the stretch. But Harrison's point, I really don't think it was his fault. I know I know people aren't going to like that take. If he comes out with 7 minutes left when Jokic comes back in and Bones or whoever closes, we're not even talking about – we might even be like Facu played good.
Right,
Because he was good when he hit that 3 or whatever.
Second half, he had a real good stretch.
He played 29 minutes. You can't play him 29 minutes. And he was awful down the stretch.
So bad.
Make no mistake about that.
But also 17 minutes straight. How many players are good off of that?
So he checked in with 5 and change left in the third quarter and then played the entire fourth.
That's the Malone special. That's what he does. He especially always with Facu too.
It's happened. This exact thing has happened with Facu.
He always does it with Facu. When he gets too reliant on him, he puts him in the second or the last stint for the bench and then just rides him solidly. I don't think it's ever worked.
I know. It really is a security blanket thing.
It's so weird. Well,
It's a bad security blanket. I'll tell you that.
I'm actually surprised that at some point he didn't go to Austin Rivers running the point.
He didn't play though. Did he play the whole second half?
No, he didn't.
None?
Well, maybe a little bit.
15 minutes. I think he got in there for a little bit.
Tiny bit.
I'll tell you what, because we're going to get to this closing lineup stuff here, and we're going to spend a lot of time on it. This was a weird rhythm game. Like the Nuggets, I felt, to your point, Harrison, came out and were playing some great assists.
Yeah.
Jokic had a lot of turnovers early. In fact, he had 9, and I think he had 6 in his first
He had
stint.
5 turnovers in the first 8 minutes of the game.
Okay, so 5 in that first stint. So the rest of the game, 4 is still kind of a lot for 3 quarters of a game. But in one quarter to have 5 was ridiculous. And some of them were like really just lazy passes where you're like, what was that? But it wasn't just him. Tonight, Will Barton, there were so many, I wouldn't even call them 50-50 balls. They were like 70-30 balls. Just wouldn't get him. Jeff Green just wouldn't get him. Austin Rivers was on the court tonight. It looked like his dog just died. This was one of those weird games where Denver just had a weird collective energy to them that was so... Of all the 50-50 balls that happened as well, I don't think Denver got... I can't think of a single play where I was like, boom, Denver just out-muscled for that one.
Well, they had a couple like passes early on that actually went in their favor that looked like they were going to get picked off. But you're right. I think that was more just a product of the fact that they just weren't engaged, especially as it came down the stretch. I mean, I really thought that they had the game in hand. The bench only surrendered what in the end became a 1-point deficit for the team with the starters coming back in. And then Jokic just did not go inside. He was either unwilling or unable to work the inside at all.
What do you think it was?
I mean,
Robert Williams has really developed into a good defender, but
I think that he just didn't want to battle him on that.
Yeah.
And he just was, you know what I mean? I think he just got tired of doing it.
He just looked tired to me. Looked tired.
And he got tired specifically. Yeah, he may have been tired overall, but it looked like he was tired of battling inside. He just 10 3-pointers from Jokic. And it's not like his stroke was on either.
Well, there was the play in the fourth quarter too where he finally did get an ISO down on the block. And you're like, okay, here it goes. See what you do. Put some pressure on him. And it was like a little lefty, crappy little hook. And you're like, what? That's what we were waiting for. We're calling for you to go inside, and that was it. So, yeah, just tonight, I think I really do worry that it is energy. I really do worry that it's that kind of thing. And for whatever reason, the whole team felt uninspired to go out and get this game that they clearly could have won.
Oh, man, that's what hurts so bad because, Boston's been red hot. They've got the third best defense in the NBA this season, and you had this game right there. I mean, Boston was awful on offense tonight other than the second chance points and points in the paint.
And this would have been a good win, by the way. Of a team on a 7-game win streak on the road without Monte Morris, you get this one. It's probably a top 5 win on the season for Denver. And the fact that you lost it off the way that they did is just the part that's so frustrating. Robert Williams, what's your scouting report on him, Tony? And do you think he's the type that could be a guy that maybe challenges Jokic?
No, I mean, Jokic matches up great with him. He shouldn't be able to guard him at all on the perimeter. He should be okay in the post, which he was, and Jokic was tired, like you guys said. He's fine. He's a hustle guy, and that's exactly what he did tonight. He took advantage of all the loose balls. I mean, how many tip dunks?
I mean, yeah, he had 6 offensive rebounds, Williams.
For dunks, all of them pretty much, too. And, just the hustle plays. He had the energy. Jokic and the Nuggets didn't. And, I mean, Boston was bad tonight. The Nuggets should have won that game. I mean, looking at the DraftKings line with even 3 minutes left, the Nuggets were still a favorite in the game. Slight favorite, but a favorite because, I mean, you're talking Jaylen Brown was 4 for 17, Tatum 8 for 19, Marcus Smart 6 for 16.
I mean, without Derek White, the Nuggets might blow him out tonight.
They do, I think. Derek White, how many big in the first half even, he hit a bunch of big buckets. I agree. Without Derek White, the Nuggets win for sure.
Bones Hyland got his first start tonight, and of course he's a big topic here. He had 18 minutes he played. Man. He went 4 of 7. I thought there were some great – I mean, look, Denver was up 10 or 14 or something like that early in this game with Bones, and you thought, man, this is fun. You got another dynamic player here. It almost reminded you a little bit of what the Nuggets look like with Jamal Murray, just another a dynamic guard that can get by his first line of defense. That first stint to me, if we try to look at some silver linings here, that first stint was really promising. I looked at that and I go, man, I like this group. Second stint wasn't. Second stint was actually pretty bad to start the second half. I mean, or I guess that was their third stint.
Yeah, but all the starters were bad, though, to start that second half. But I look at Bones' line, 18 minutes, 0 turnovers. And I know he wasn't playing your classic point guard. Yoke was pretty much running point guard.
It doesn't matter.
Exclusively. to start the game and to start the third quarter. But for Bones to play 18 minutes, not turn the ball over, go 4-7 from the field, couple rebounds. I know he fouled a bunch, but I got no idea why he didn't close the game. I mean, that was wild. I was waiting for him to come back in, and he just didn't.
I mean, I get the fact that Malone doesn't trust him in those high leverage situations, but like, why don't you turn to Rivers, somebody who's like more defensively like inclined at least?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that Facu was bad. It's just like when when it gets to like crunch muscle time, like he just gets kind of put in bad positions. Not his fault, but like he took 2 terrible fouls down the stretch, both of which resulted in free throws that essentially iced
One
the
was an
game.
and one that was a really
And Facu threw that out of bounds pass away too.
He threw the out of bounds pass away.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it's frustrating because I mean, you know, the Argentinians believe we are picking on Facu.
No
but
way.
I don't believe. But I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough when the coach puts the team in a position to not succeed, and unfortunately, it fell on the shoulders of what ended up being the weakest link.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's no question about it. How would you evaluate Bones Hyland's night? I mean, I know obviously it's frustrating he didn't play, but how would you evaluate his first start and his minutes now with the starting lineup?
I've talked to Adam about this a bunch. I just hate Malone. Like, I just really, truly hate his rotations. I literally don't get it. From back in the day when he would do this with Jokic, and he would do it with, he's done it with everyone. And I just don't understand. I mean, I don't know when we're going to get into closing talk, but
I think we're in it
All right,
now.
we can get into it. We might as well.
why are we closing? We're picking on Facu, and it's going to sound like I'm defending him. Why is Zeke closing over Jeff Green?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
another
why?
weird one. Yeah.
He doesn't usually close, right? What am I missing?
This is what's so funny about Malone is part of me wants to go like, well, he just doesn't trust young players.
But then he closes
and
with
then he
Zeke.
closes with Zeke, and you're like, wait, okay, what?
Jeff Green has been pretty good this year. He's old. I'm not saying he's awesome, but why is he not playing over Zeke down the stretch? I don't get it. Like, who has an answer? Like, I don't.
It is strange.
Zeke's
like,
closed a couple games as of late.
Just randomly?
Yeah.
But it's so wild. It's just such a weird move to go with a lineup that hasn't played together the entire game in the most important moments.
I just don't get it.
It's so true.
Just like take our Nuggets love out of it. You're closing a game in Boston with Zeke and Facu.
Yeah.
Just say that on the surface. Like, maybe we shouldn't be as shocked as we are. Like, those are 2 dusty-ass dudes that we're closing the game with. Like, it's just the truth.
Yeah. Especially 17.
And Barton was bad.
Barton
He shot
was really bad.
he had a wide-open 3 to tie the game with however a minute left or whatever.
hit the backboard.
It hit the damn backboard.
It actually almost went in.
It
It
almost
almost
did.
went in off the backboard from the top of the key. It's like, I mean, who was good? We were talking about who should be the player of the game. No one was good. Literally, I'm looking at the list. No one was
Well,
good.
it was tough to pick out a DraftKings King
Well,
of the Game
we do have our
tonight.
DraftKings Sportsbooks King of the Game. Why don't
Very
we bring
hard
it
to
up? It was
decide.
very
Let's go.
hard tonight.
Okay, never
Oh,
mind.
okay. I thought you
Just
did.
stay
Well,
tuned, though, because it's going to be good.
So Bones,
Why does he not play though? I just don't get it. I don't. I want Malone to like tell us. I don't get it.
well, Malone has a quote. I don't want to spoil it too much, but he does say I should have played him. So
Well, no shit. Like,
It's frustrating though. Like somebody when you watch the game and everyone's like, "Why isn't this happening?" At the end, the coach's like, "I don't know why I didn't do that." We're like,
I just don't get it.
like what?
"Why do whatever?"
I'm telling you though, it is a thing, and we all have these, right? We all have our own biases in the way of like, what is it that is so I value more than I probably should? And for him, it really is the like, Facu's a veteran.
Just falling all over the floor and stuff.
This is what I was going
That's
to say. Well, no,
values?
here's what I'll say. Denver did not win any of the hustle plays tonight. Any of them.
Yeah.
They were clearly the less hungry team. And one thing I'll say, no matter what you feel about Facu, that guy plays his ass off. He plays really, really hard. So I think
Is it hard or is it like fake hustle though? Too?
I think it's real
It's
hustle.
real hustle, but it's sometimes, a lot of times, not impactful.
Yeah, it doesn't make an
hustle.
impact. It doesn't make as big
He's
an
like
impact.
the guy the ball's already out of bounds and he just dives for just to like show he's hustling.
But you know what? Here's one thing though. Tonight they needed a little bit of that. I'm
Yeah,
not saying they
I
needed to
agree.
close with it, but they needed somebody that was like, "Hey guys, like, do we want this game or not?" Because there was a lot of guys tonight, and Jokic is one of them. Where I'm like, I don't know, if they really wanted this game that bad.
How many times did Jokic like get his hand on a ball and then didn't come down with it?
Right, which you
Someone
never
else
see.
would get it.
Which you rarely see. He has
Yeah.
octopus hands.
Real quick, though. Exactly 1 month ago, from tonight, January 11th, Facu played the last 17 minutes against the Clippers.
Oh, wow.
When they
That
lost
was that game we blew?
87-85.
When we were
Wow.
up 20 or whatever.
That was exactly
Yeah.
a month ago.
So Denver
don't get it.
gets outscored by
Same
what?
kind of thing happened.
It's 15 in the second half, so it's not quite a 25-point collapse, but it is it's pretty damn close. So
Yeah.
hopefully Malone learns the lesson on this one. I do wonder what method there is to his madness. Is he trying to protect Bones because he felt like he's going one way? I don't know what it is. I honestly think it's just that he values, low mistake for whatever that's worth, and he felt like Facu would provide that. And if you
Which
put
is
Bones,
hilarious because
Bones had zero turnovers. Yeah.
well, and then Facu made 3 mistakes.
If Facu came out with 7 minutes left, we would be saying he had a good game tonight.
Because he did have some great moments tonight. He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
He made some good
telling you.
defensive plays, too. He shouldn't have played the last 7 minutes like
I
you
don't.
guys said.
I'm telling you, it's like, what did we have? 1.5 weeks basically where Facu just didn't play, and there was not a storyline, and there were other things to talk about, but it is so hard that you just have to talk about it, in part because of how he'll play or this or that or how the shortcomings, but also in part because of how Michael Malone always deploys him and always utilizes him.
But it's like
so
when
frustrating.
the Nuggets are watching film of their losses, like, do they just not show the Facu plays?
Yeah, I know.
Do they just not show the defense targeting him like almost
Right.
every time down?
Yeah.
They just skip over those plays?
I mean, his hands were tied a little bit. It is strange, though. It's strange how Facu was completely out of the rotation to the only guy he trusts.
to playing 29 minutes
the one guy
again.
he trusts exactly.
That's very
it's,
bizarre.
How does he play 29 minutes? I just can't get over it.
I mean,
It's
look, do
crazy.
you think Denver should have tried to? Is this a thing where you blame Tim Conley in part for not taking away?
No, because if Facu's your third string point guard, you're okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, it's true.
Monte Morris happened to get a concussion, and he's back in the rotation.
God damn it! And the worst part about the concussions, we're not sure if he's going to be back again tomorrow. So I think we're gonna.
He's not going to play tomorrow.
We're going to have a repeat
He's
of
Monte's
this
out
exact
tomorrow.
same thing. Yippee! All right, why don't we hit our first ad break? Actually, we have King of the Game, so let's hit our King of the
Oh,
Game. What's our
baby.
DraftKings Sportsbook King of the Game? What do we have? Natural. We got Zach Zarba. Natural basketball play recognition. Wow.
Nice work.
What- also-
Congratulations to you, Zach.
What is this word at the bottom? Put that back up. Look at the. No, you just found it. You saw it, didn't you? Recognition.
That's perfect
That's
for this
perfect. It
game,
honestly
though.
is perfect. It's actually better with the spelling error. Zach Zarba is our DraftKings Sports. It's true, man. There was nobody else to hand it to.
That to me is inspiring. I did not recognize that as a natural basketball play. Only the highest level of officiating
Right.
people in charge of the officiation for basketball.
You can only come to that
me, I
conclusion
thought that
after
was
watching the replay multiple times.
I thought when a player sort of leaves their feet and another player pushes him with gusto and he falls back, snaps
you know,
his neck.
Totally
You don't know.
natural.
Here's the problem.
I didn't-
Facu did flop the play.
Yeah.
Facu almost gave himself whiplash
He
on that
almost
play.
did. He actually did whip himself.
He might have.
And I think that's what Zach Zarba was
He
like.
did get
Oh,
whiplash.
he exaggerated the whole thing.
He
It's like he
concussed
actually did
himself.
just push him though.
But the thing is that Facu left his feet at that point, and so you can push a guy.
Oh, right.
When
He
he
was-
wasn't in contact with the earth, there's no resistance. It's sort of a resistance situation. Anyway, nice work, Zach.
Has Denver played
Impressive.
Boston twice now, or they play him again?
I think Boston's already come to Denver.
All right,
I
thank
think.
God, man. I do not want to watch a Facu versus Marcus Smart matchup.
Oh no,
My God.
they haven't.
They
They come
haven't?
here
They
on
play
the
again?
20th. I thought they did.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to see this again in Denver with all the Boston fans. Oh my God! Hopefully those 3 hockey dudes show up again. The sad hockey guys.
I know.
Get those guys. All right, let's hit a break.
All right.
On the other
So
side,
even.
we'll probably play some Stonk Report. Try to have Friday fun.
You get me? We could do like leg wrestling.
Oh, do you want to do some leg wrestling?
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm not leg wrestling. Guys, have you not been able to watch Nuggets and Avalanche games this season?
Well, no, because they're not on Comcast, so there's no solution to that.
There actually is a solution.
oh, really? What?
Evoca TV.
Oh my goodness!
Evoca TV.
Wow.
You've probably seen the ads on Altitude.
Okay.
Or
Well-
actually, you probably haven't. Isn't that funny?
Tough one.
The
There it
ads are on
is. Yeah, that is
Altitude.
weird.
Evoca TV. It's a totally new paradigm for TV delivery that is less expensive and more efficient, offers a superior picture than legacy providers as well. Of course, it carries Altitude Sports and other national channels too. The service is available in Denver, Colorado Springs, Phoenix, Boise, Twin Falls, Idaho. Most importantly, like I said, it has Altitude Sports. So if you want to watch the Nuggets on Altitude, sign up for Evoca TV. Go to evoca.tv/DNVR. evoca.tv/DNVR. It's only $25 per month plus a receiver, so you don't have to pay extra for that. No contracts, no hidden fees. Price is locked in for 2 years. $25 a month for Evoca TV. Go to evoca.tv/DNVR. Also on DraftKings this week, we got the big game, of course. It's the moment we've been waiting for since September. It's finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet $5, get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR. Get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5, get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code DNVR at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. Must be 21 or older, card only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, 1-800-522-4700.
Such an annoying game. Like, even just being back here, I'm like, oh my God.
I got to do a DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week, too.
Hey, when we get some help from Big T.
Yeah.
You have like a favorite Super Bowl bet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Give me one.
Are we like on right now?
We are on.
DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week.
Well, I didn't know. You guys were saying something about a break or something, and then you were talking
You've seen the show before. I know
He's
that.
never seen the show.
I need
He's
one Super
commented.
Bowl bet.
I watched the show live.
I need one Super Bowl bet.
I'm going to pull it up right now. I'm going to find a good one for you guys.
Oh, man.
I'm looking at...
The Super Bowl is the best,
He's
man.
like, the one bet I like. Tails on the opening.
Will there be an octopus plus 1,400?
Will there be an octopus?
What's with the octopus?
We talked about this. Came up. There is an
octopus.
octopus that has been used to make picks for the Rams or something, and there's also an octopus in the zoo in Cincinnati.
Or in Cincinnati.
And both of them, we don't know. There's a good chance that they will cut to an octopus at some point.
Just
in the show.
an octopus just has to be shown
On the show, if on the broadcast, if an octopus is visible on the
My God.
plus 1,400.
That's actually, I like the price. Plus
I kind of like it.
Especially with the backstories to it.
I love that we got Big T here, and I was like, "What's your? Hey, what can you help us
The
with some pick here?" He's like,
octopus.
"The octopus. They're gonna show
I mean-
him plus 140. How could you not?
I'm trying to find one.
Great value.
I actually
there.
have one that Denver people will like.
I wonder our Serbs is anybody in
are we
Serbia
gonna go
watching
Von Miller to record a
the
sack?
Super Bowl?
No,
I'm just
even
curious
better
how
than that.
far it travels.
Probably.
The Super Bowl, I gotta say, man, for
occasional
people
fan.
that don't watch football, football's obviously an American thing. Like they're Europeans, it's like a novelty
It's also
or whatever.
to everybody else. It's literally called American football.
American football, yeah. But here's the thing: the Super Bowl, really fucking dope, really, really well. They
Yeah.
do a good job. We do.
Good production.
They do. We do. That's what
Good
I'm saying.
production.
We got the halftime show this year too. I've never been excited about the halftime show.
Who is
till
it?
This year.
It's
It's
Dr.
all
Dre
the-
and
Oh, that's right.
Dre
That's
and
right.
Snoop and Eminem. And
That's the thing. If you ever watch Champions League or what, I don't know,
Yeah.
soccer ones, you see the fan on there, like this is the big game, and it's just a game, like
Oh, yeah.
whatever. You see the Super Bowl, there's like military parade and like freaking fireworks, and Michael Jackson shows up, and it's crazy. It's like insane the level of
All
production.
right, we need a Super Bowl prop right now.
Yeah, so I want to find one with some good odds. First of all, you can just bet the Rams, and it's free money if you're watching this. So bet the Rams. I think they'll win by 20 plus. That's easy. That's the easy bets.
Okay, all right. he's
And
giving
you
us a
can
lot
bet
of them.
the Rams minus 19 is plus 500. I like that, but I'm going to find a better one. That one's going to win for sure, too, just so you guys know. And I'm not happy because I got called out the last time I watched the show. Now that
You
I'm
did
thinking
get
of it.
called out.
the
You
reason
did
I
get
called
called
I gave
out.
no
Hold
winners.
on.
I gave Jokic
No.
MVP out
No,
on this show.
No. We had given
Come
Jokic
on,
out
we'd had
MVP
that one for
well
a long
before that.
time,
No,
yeah.
Oh, well before, but
you
it's
got
still a
called-
lock. A winner's not a winner.
You got
So the
called
winners
out.
don't count as winners?
You got called out because you called us donkeys, and then I was like,
that's a compliment.
all of the picks you gave that we didn't already give out ourselves
so
were
you're
losers.
So you guys are that guy. So if I give a so when I give a winner, people always do this. You give a winner and they'll, I already had that one. But you give the loser, I didn't have that one. You gave all losers. So I go like 6-3, but you had the winners and not the losers. Anyways, I'm getting back to the bet the Rams if you like money.
Okay,
We're just gonna call it there. The Rams. That's our
Well, no,
draft.
I'm
pick of
giving
the
you a
week.
good one though. I got one just for the Denver people.
All right,
because
let's hear it.
I actually really like it. They're
Von Miller.
They're gonna double Donald. They're gonna get pressure all day. 45-1 Von Miller MVP just for the Nuggets.
Wow.
Just for the Denver people.
Really?
I think he could
How
have
many
a big
sacks
game.
does he need to get MVP?
He gets 2 or 3 sacks and somehow gets a strip sack and
In a
takes it to the house
low-scoring
or
game?
something.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I don't even
that
know
would
if
be
it
the
has
best.
to be super low scoring. Like, say he gets 3 sacks and somehow he makes a play and scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
45-1. The thing is, it's 45-1. Like,
Yeah, just throw a little $10 on it if
I
you
mean,
want.
yeah.
Come on big.
All right, there you go.
I just bet the Rams.
MVP.
So if you want to bet 10, bet 200 on the Rams, bet like 20 on Von
couple
Miller MVP.
units.
Couple
Yeah.
units. There we go.
I mean, the
love
Rams
it.
are going to roll.
Absolutely.
Absolutely roll.
DeMarcus Cousins did not play tonight.
No, he didn't.
It was they signed him to 10. This is the weird. I don't know if there's ever been a player to get 4 10 days from one team and only play 5 games. It's the weirdest thing. There's 6
He's
games.
got more
I think now.
technicals than
He's
game
played
play.
5 games.
5 games.
I think so,
Does
right?
he
I
have
thought it
5
was
techs?
6.
Oh,
I thought
did
he
he-
played a 6th one.
Was the
Just
last
maybe-
one the 6th?
Either way, he's sat out like 7 games, and tonight he gets a DNP.
Does he have
a
6
healthy.
techs too?
Well, it's
Has
5
he's
games. He's
got
played
4
in 5
tags.
games.
It is hilarious. Like every game he doesn't play, you feel it because you're like, well, there's 9 days left. So it's kind of like it's like burning a tank of gas.
Is it weird to you? I mean, is that a guy
I
who should
don't-
have played tonight?
I don't get it. You guys are the ones that follow the Nuggets closer. But, so a night where you're lacking energy, you're not getting the loose balls, you need a little – why not bring him in for a little stretch?
Yeah.
Let him bang on some people. Give Jokic a little breather that way. And who knows? If it doesn't work out, pull him right back out after 3-4 minutes.
Right.
Like, why not give him a shot? That's what you signed him to these contracts for. I don't know. I think tonight's a night you should have used him.
Here's the thing. The Celtics had 18 offensive rebounds tonight.
Yeah.
The best thing DeMarcus Cousins has
Yeah.
done with the Nuggets is rebounding. In the
It's true.
5 games
Definitely
he's
true.
played, DeMarcus Cousins has the highest rebounding percentage in the NBA.
Wow.
Just on those 5 games he's played with the Nuggets. He's been the
Wow.
best rebounder per minute in the
Wow.
NBA.
That's wild. That's a great stat.
Yeah.
Wind.
And he might not be able to guard anybody, which I'm sure he couldn't tonight, but he'll at least body people up. He'll get boards, like you said.
Maybe even draw a foul or two. which
Maybe
would
get a
make
technical and spark some people. Seriously,
Well, that's
like
what's funny.
JaMychal
is
Green got a
JaMychal
technical.
Green got a technical tonight, so you kind of got
From the
that.
bench, yeah, that was dope.
It's just wild how much we went 7 games without talking about these same old narratives. Here we are again. They had the pick and
no,
pop.
it's like a comfortable old pair of
It's like an
shoes.
old pair of shoes you
It's
hadn't worn
like-
for a while.
Yeah, you just get back home. You're like, ooh, Facu with some turnovers. Why no center play? It's like
Should
Mr.
Bones have played more?
It's like Mr. Rogers putting on his cardigan.
Let's do a little Stonk
Hey, easy.
report here. Let's play a little Stonk report, Kale. Why don't we bring up Stonks here? Talk about our Nuggets in order here. And of course, Stonk report it's recency bias, right? It's like a rolling.
Yeah.
Are they on? You project them to be playing better going forward? In the immediate near future. Let's start with Bones Hyland. I'll start with you over here, Harrison. Bones Hyland.
Oh, I'm
Stonk
buying.
up or down?
Way up. I'm buying Bones Hyland stock
All right.
right now. I was a little worried about his first game starting at point guard, especially going up against a guy like Marcus Smart on the road in Boston in a tough place to play. But he looked pretty composed, I thought, from when he was out there. No turnovers, a couple bad fouls, but hit some shots. I didn't think he looked out of place necessarily. So I'm buying Bones Hyland.
What do you think, Eric? Bones Hyland Stonk.
I'm bullish on Bones.
You're bullish on Bones. No way.
I'm buying Bones, baby. What's not to like, man? You start to get confidence. You start to see progression. You start to see him pushing the pace, playing, a little bit more confidently at that one.
Yeah.
You just want to see him be more efficient with his 3-point shot, but he hit a few of those, and every time you do, it's like the most exciting thing that happens.
Yeah.
When Bones makes a 3-point shot, the
It
ball
actually
melts.
is. It really is worth 4 points every time.
Yeah,
he makes
every
one. It's
Bones
crazy.
Hyland 3 feels momentum changing,
Yeah.
especially when they're at home.
It is funny, man. It's almost like you miss Michael Porter shooting threes because it was the same thing.
It was
where
the same
they
effect.
it had this big effect. But Bones for sure, when he goes into the 3-point motion, you're just like everything freezes.
It's also
You're like,
because Bones celebrates every 3 he makes.
you should. I'm telling you, the
know.
Nuggets need some of that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I honestly believe this. Tonight, the Nuggets had no energy. There are things that you can do that manufacture energy, and that's one of them. Just a
Yeah.
guy that gets hyped over.
He's whenever he hits a 3 at home, he's turning to the crowd,
So-
yelling at random fans.
This is one of my favorite Magic Johnson stories. Do you remember this one where it's his first game ever? and they win at the buzzer or something like this, and he runs and he jumps into Kareem's arms like he just is so excited. Kareem's like, bro, it's the first game of the season. He's like, man, calm down. But it's like that was magic. He had energy, and it was obviously infectious and this and that. So, Bones stock, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm buying for sure. I mean, we've all been pro Bones.
Pro Bonzo.
Pro Bono.
Bones. I get super frustrated when he doesn't play the fourth like this. I'm definitely buying with you guys, though. And the energy, you guys bring up good points. You need energy.
You have to have it, man.
I'm all for that, even if you have too much energy sometimes.
Yeah.
I just don't get why he didn't play down the stretch.
What team in the NBA has the best energy? I think there's two teams in
Grizzlies.
particular.
The Warriors.
Grizzlies, I think, are probably number
It's
one.
Grizzlies and maybe the Hornets.
Depends on if you count like home court, because the Suns have the best home court by a mile.
They have
Like
good,
that energy in that place
that
when
building,
that gets
yeah.
cooking.
Yeah.
Whew, I mean, you saw what happened to the Nuggets in the play.
Yeah.
It's a buzzsaw in that building.
Yeah. I think the Warriors, too, though. Like, the Warriors,
Yeah.
it's been weird because they've been without Draymond. But
It's
that's
because-
a team that
yeah.
once they start rolling,
When Steph hits a three, the entire bench comes out
Yeah.
onto the court every single time. When Clay hits a three,
but
it's
also, like,
contagious.
even when, like, Poole hits a three,
Yeah.
but, like, Curry goes to the half court, starts dancing. Like,
Yeah.
they just have this energy to
Yeah.
them.
That's the
and
key.
You're right. When you take Bones out of the lineup, you got, like, Jeff Green. You know, you've got, like, you
Jeff
got all these,
Green,
like,
low energy.
Yeah, just expressionless people that you're like, well, we're on a 10-0 run, but you wouldn't know it by body language.
I mean, knowing Malone, him going with Facu instead of Jeff Green, like no surprise there. If, like he's picking between those two guys.
No.
Nikola Jokic. Eric, you start us off.
Whew, well, let's see. So we're talking about Tesla. We're talking about Apple. We're talking about the highest stock available.
Yeah.
And again, it's very unclear what this game means. If it means long term, short term, it's up to the eye of the beholder. Jokic tonight was stonked down, but like I mean, you just invest in Yoke stock forever. Like you
So you just roll
anytime
it.
it's available, you just buy it.
It's down 10%. You're like,
yeah,
doesn't
you
matter.
buy the dip.
Does
The dip was like you're like buy.
Tony, what do you think?
Yeah, always buying Yoke. I mean, yeah, he's carrying such a big load. I mean, he's closing games with freaking Facu and Zeke. He was bad tonight, so if you did it just tonight, I'd obviously sell. And it wasn't even that much of a sell tonight either.
I
Honestly,
know,
that's how
yeah.
good he's
His
been.
bad games are like
I mean,
career
he was
games for
bad
most
tonight,
players.
but like, was he really that bad? He missed some shots, and I don't know. I'm definitely always buying.
He just
Yoke,
didn't
though.
take over. There was a moment where I'm
Yeah.
like, I even said it in the third. I'm like, I don't think he takes over this game.
Yeah, he
it just
didn't.
didn't look like, and he didn't. But
Yeah.
I'm still buying. You got to buy. I mean, 5 days ago, he had 27, 12, and 10. Missed 3 shots the entire game. That was 5 days ago. So I'm buying.
You guys are gonna be shocked at this. I'm selling.
Buy.
I'm selling for the next 3 games before the All-Star. I think Yoke needs the All-Star break. He's still going to put up 23, 16, and 11 per every game. He's still going to be good. And he might even be good enough to
He
win.
might go for 40
all
against the
3.
Magic in
But
3
the bummer
days.
thing about that is that for him, it's not a break.
I know. But I do. It is a break in just that he gets a couple days off to not think about this and
When's
everything
their last
else.
game before the break?
The Warriors
They've
on
got
Wednesday.
the
Thursday,
Raptors
Wednesday?
Saturday, the Magic Monday, the Warriors Wednesday.
Yeah,
And when do
Wednesday.
they come back?
Thursday, Friday. So he'll probably get an extra day because the All-Star game's Sunday. When's the game at first game?
Thursday.
So,
So
the
they're
team,
Thursday, Wednesday to Thursday.
So the team will come back
Oh,
on
that's a nice
Tuesday,
break.
and I'll bet he has Wednesday off as well. Like he'll fly in Wednesday and not practice. So
That's
he'll
a
get
nice break.
He'll get a nice little break in there, and
He's
then
not going to do anything at the All-Star game anyways.
if you want to be
That's
day,
a break.
If you want to be a day trader, I would say you sell the Yoke stock now. It dips just a little, then you buy. You buy it right back off the All-Star
The
break.
problem is he's going to go nuclear tomorrow. Like,
He might.
He probably
He's
will.
on the table.
You never sell. You're right. You never sell Jokic stock. You never know what happened. Will Barton, Stonk Report. Tony.
I mean, I hate Will Barton, so I'm definitely selling Barton, especially with the paint peeler off the backboard with the game on the line. So, like, yeah, definitely selling Barton. And Big Dev down there was talking him up.
Well,
He
it's
did
because
not-
he's actually been pretty good recently.
God, I just don't like how he play. Like,
I know.
yeah, I'm selling.
This is
You
like-
guys can have the Barton stock.
This is like it's like a stock that's doing like pretty well, but like in a sector you're like I'm out on big oil. We're like, all right, well, whatever. Like, you maybe have ethical issues with it, but like he's been pretty good, man. As far as like he hit his low point maybe 5 games ago, wouldn't you say? And like since that point, like we're on a little bit of a rebound. He did have the unbelievably terrible shot that Big T referenced, the paint
God, he was
dealer.
bad all night tonight, though.
He was all right. I mean, he like made some shots.
He didn't have any energy tonight, man.
Well,
didn't
the
have
thing
ener-
with Barton is he comes out on fire in first quarters, and then you absolutely don't hear from him the rest of the
Yeah.
game. If I could just buy Will Barton in first quarters, I'd be buying the hell out of that.
Barton Coin rallying in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I might be selling too, man. I'll tell you, here's my fear of Barton, man. He just always breaks down right around this time of the season, and I don't know. He just looks so gassed tonight. I hope he's coasting. He probably needs a break too. Like Yoke, he'll probably have a really good first week after the All-Star break. I'll tell you what. I do buy Barton when everybody's back. I buy Barton.
How
stock
old
right
is
back.
Barton now?
31.
31. Plays like he's like 39.
Jesus.
You
Aaron,
guys seriously like Barton? Like, seriously?
Like as a guy?
No, I mean, like, as a guy. Like,
He's
are
had
you
a-
confident when he's in there?
he's had a rough. I'm way higher than you are. I'm way higher than you are.
So you guys, like him for the, like, say we're in a playoff series. You guys feel good about Barton?
Yeah, he's done well in playoff
Yep.
series.
I feel okay.
I don't
feel-
like him as our second.
Oh,
option.
that's an excellent point, too. Because if he's like the sixth man
That's the thing.
coming off the bench, I might buy Barton. But when he's the second option,
Right.
whew, I
Dude,
mean,
Barton in the context of
Murray.
Jokic, Murray,
Yeah.
MPJ, Aaron Gordon, and Barton. It's like
it's a good point.
Right.
that's a great lineup.
Like
And
Barton
it-
should be their 5th best player in their starting
Yeah.
five
this is
right
the same.
now.
This Barton suffers from the same thing that Facu does, where he's put
Ugh.
in a position where he needs to be relied upon more than he should
Yeah.
naturally, and
It's a good point.
So it just puts them in bad lights, and they're
He
better.
could be
players.
nice, too, when these guys are out. Like Jokic out. I mean, like, out of the game, not out. Like,
This is the thing: is Barton always gets put in the position where everybody gets hurt and he has to carry them, and it's
Yeah.
always, and then the people get upset about it. And then he breaks down, and when everybody's healthy, he's like on one leg, can't do anything. And everyone's like, he's sized the anchor, and it's like, well, he just saved January. Now he's killing us in April. Aaron Gordon, Tony.
I like him. He's solid. This is the toughest one for me because I love his defense. I hate his offense.
Man, he didn't. He was outside all game. He took
5 from
5 from the 3-point line.
Hell
And
yeah,
they were
dude.
all bad threes.
He's so
They were
bad.
like, why did
they
you
were
take that?
talk about paint peelers. Those are paint
Non-rhythm threes.
peelers. Yeah, way off too. Like, I'm still buying Gordon though because I
Yeah,
think
okay.
he's very key to the team as far as just guarding the perimeter. We don't have anyone else that can guard the perimeter. So I hate his. Can I sell his offense and buy his defense?
No, you can't.
Okay, I'll buy then if I have to. If I
Okay,
have
let's
to do
go.
either.
Let's go.
I'll buy 2. I mean, Tatum was 8 of 19 tonight, 1 of 8 from 3. Jaylen Brown was awful offensively, 4 of 17. Aaron Gordon had something to do with that, so I'm buying.
I'm going to buy. Buy.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, dude, he's awesome. He's been playing incredibly.
Yeah.
Like he is the one of 3 people that I feel good about consistently on the Nuggets, regardless of when they're on the floor. Jokic, Aaron Gordon, and a third that I can't think of just right now.
He was probably the
There's
best.
not a third.
He probably
Here's
played the best
here's
tonight,
break for you.
didn't he? Now that I'm thinking about
Dude,
it.
he was great tonight.
Other than the threes that he just took for some reason, every one he
Yeah.
took, you're
Dude,
kind of like, well, man, why?
They weren't even close.
Why are we
It was.
taking these?
I mean, that was just like all of the night. Like Boston nightlife, undefeated. They probably all went to Faneuil Hall last night. Went and to that
keep
big
going,
old-
keep going.
Went to that food court.
Yeah, what else
Maybe
they
got
do?
Went to that
a
food
lobster
court.
roll.
Yeah, they parked their cars.
They
That's what
parked
they
their
did.
car. Yeah, they did. They went on the Freedom Trail.
Some Regina's Pizza.
Jeff Green. This is a tough one. Harrison.
I'm selling. Jeff Green.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like you got to bring a little more juice, I feel like.
He has no. He is so juiceless.
Yeah. And
He's a smart player. He knows what to do.
On
He's
one
skilled.
on one hand, I totally respect it because Jeff Green's been in this league for how long? 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
He's been a quality role player on really good teams almost every season. Like he knows what he's doing. But this team right now needs a little more juice from him.
Yeah. Any disagreements here?
Jeff Green. It's frustrating. Yes, effort quite low, potential quite high. It really is just the difference between those two. Like you can get so much out of him.
Yeah.
It just is. Like like nobody goes into coast mode like Jeff Green. Nobody goes into coast. He's like got senioritis with his career.
Yeah, that's his career.
So he's like,
senioritis.
if things are going well, he's like, all right, and then things get bad. He's like, you know what? Let Najee take it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that it's like unremarkable that Malone opted for Zeke Najee over Jeff Green going down the stretch. I think he
Zeke's closed a few games as of late.
but I think he sees like kind of what we're talking about,
Yeah.
like where you have a vet that is capable of so much, but that's like not particularly engaged. So I guess I gotta sell. Sorry, I can't believe I sold, man.
Sold Jeff Green. Big T, where you
No,
at?
I'm buying Jeff Green.
Oh,
I agree with what you guys are saying, though. Like, I agree with the takes.
He's not going to
lazy
save a
sometimes.
game when you don't have it. He's not going to save
I think
you.
he's another example like Barton, like you guys said, though, where when you're at full strength, I think Jeff Green's more valuable than he is right now. You just don't want him to be, your number 3 or 4 guy out there at times when you're with the game on the line. I do think he should close over freaking Zeke, though. Like, I know I already said that. I still think Jeff Green can contribute in a lot of ways. Yeah,
Freak the Zeke.
freaking Zeke.
I don't like closing with Zeke. I'll say that much.
What about Zeke Najee? Let's go ahead.
I'm buying, says T. I can't get enough.
I'd buy like his future, but right now, if he's closing games, I'm definitely selling. Like, you're not going to be even a playoff team if you're closing with Zeke.
A little birdie told me, Andy Jewett told me that Zeke Najee is leading the NBA in 3-point percentage for players that have a minimum number of
it's
shots.
like 1.5 shots per game or something.
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
He's been great. He went 1 of 3 tonight.
Yeah, you want to? I mean,
He had an airball tonight.
he hadn't. Well, that just makes him a Denver Nugget. Everybody had an airball tonight.
He's a game worst -11 as well.
He like rises to the level of his compatriots.
I'm buying Zeke.
Me too. I'm buying Zeke.
He's been playing well.
I'm buying too.
He's been taking advantage of this opportunity, and I feel like he's taken kind of a leap. Although tonight might have been a little step back, but over the last couple of weeks, he's been really good.
That's about it. That's all we need for Stonk Report. Let's go hit real quick. Let's hit a
So you guys
super
aren't
chat.
selling anybody except Jeff Green? You guys just buy all the stock?
Yeah, we like.
Who did we-
You guys
who did
used to
buy?
be negative. Now you guys are all positive?
Who did we buy?
I
bought them
sold
all.
Jeff Green.
Except Jeff Green.
That's
So
it.
I sold
guys bought
Facu.
them
You
all.
sold Jokic.
I sold Jokic.
Oh, you
man.
sold
Come on.
Jokic?
I sold Jokic.
No, you said
I sold
temporary.
Jokic.
He sold Jokic.
I said
No,
Jokic.
he said temporary. A 1 week sell.
It's a 1 week sale.
Serbia, just so you know,
It's a short sell.
Adam sold
Yeah.
Jokic.
I've sold Jokic for 1 week. I'm buying it again next week. It's a plan.
Yeah, dude. Argentina, you think that we're bad? We're negative on Facu? Adam sold the MVP, dude.
Sold it for 1 week. All right, super. All right, says Malone often.
Fails to sense the change in momentum and constantly puts Jokic back in about a minute.
Yes.
Too late.
Let's let
Also, no Bones was dumb. Have
All
some
right, hold
guts.
on. Clear out. ISO.
I was talking to Dev. I've talked to Adam about this. He doesn't have any feel for the momentum of a game. He pulls Jokic out with 2 minutes left in the third. I get it. It's perfect. It was perfect
The
time to
second
bring him
unit
out.
actually played really well in that little stretch. Yeah.
We were up I don't remember the exact score, up 6 or 8. Boston gets like a random play, hits a 3. We get like a turnover and a foul. And then he still doesn't bring him back.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
8.
You sense like that was it.
And
that
then
was
all of
the
a sudden,
spot.
he doesn't come back in until 7 left. I just think that's too long. That's like 20 minutes of non-game time. 2 minutes to the third, to 7, and it's just, if the bench kept the lead, I agree with it. Bring him in at 7. But with that momentum shift, I don't think Malone ever weighs the momentum into any of his decisions. And I just think it's wrong.
Yeah. Well, also what happened, so the all-bench lineup with Facu in the second half, they actually outscored the Celtics 14-10.
They were rolling. They were
But
rolling.
the Celtics closed that stint against the all-bench lineup on like a 8-1
big
run.
Yeah, it was actually.
So, like,
yeah.
they were really playing great. They got the Nuggets, like, back into the game after the starters, like, didn't have anything to open the third. But then the momentum shifted, and, the bench was clearly done,
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were out there for too long.
So when Yo came back, was it a 1-point game? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was
now.
There was a 1 point game. Yeah, I
like-
remember. But I'm with you though, Tony, that it is like it's a little bit of the Will Barton fallacy. Like Will Barton will hit 2 threes in a row, and then you just know he's taking 2 more in a row immediately after that. And you're like, well, now you went 2 of 4 instead of 2 of 2.
Right.
And like you ruined it. It's the same with Malone. Like you get the bench unit plays well, and he's like, well, I might as well let him play more. And then it's like they just went on a 10-0 run, so I might as well let them play. And then it's an 0-10 run, and you're like,
and
well,
when
now
the
it's
10-0 run comes, it almost erases that whole good that they did.
That's what I'm
because
saying,
if he brings Yoke back, say, a minute earlier when it's a 5-point game instead of 1, I mean, the whole thing looks different.
Yeah.
Although
You yelled at me when I made this exact point, though.
But my point is that they were in position to win.
They were.
They had a strange lineup that they closed with.
Right.
They should have closed with the starting lineup that was dominant.
They actually never brought back the starters. They just brought back some of the starters.
They did a weird stagger with players that didn't play together the entire night leading up. They're completely in a position.
Honestly,
to win.
I don't think the lineup that closed tonight ever played together. I would be surprised if Zeke, Facu, like that, ever played together before with Jokic. That was they're really bizarre.
They probably couldn't have, really.
Yeah, I don't.
You're probably right. They might not have played a single minute.
Couple more super chats came in. What do we got?
Yeah, and it looked like that on top of it.
If I said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times and super chat each time. Malone is Jeff Bezdelic with an MVP. Look, man, I can't go there.
Jeff Bezdelic.
Jeff Bezdelic is like,
Off
no,
the
we're really.
Jeff Bezdelic.
That's a really
give
tough
the man
one.
some respect. I mean,
give him
come
some
on.
I think Malone's really good at building team chemistry.
Yeah,
I
give
think
the
he's
man
really
some
bad
respect.
at structure of what he should do, like the rotations and stuff.
Yeah, we're not going to stand for that. Michael Malone has been, I think, integral to the Nuggets' rise.
I love
And the players love him. That's something to be said for that.
Yeah, we're not going to stand for that.
And you know what? Also integral to tonight's loss. Both things can be true. Both things can be true. You know.
Exactly.
Josh Ash says, "Is it just my imagination, or has there been an improvement in how the team comes out in the third?"
Well, tonight was bad.
Yeah, but the bad night to make that super chat, but
But there
it has
had
been
been.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know one thing that's kind of changed? The lineup. And tonight was an old school lineup in an old school third quarter, so I don't know. Weirdness there. Why don't we hit our second and final break on the other side? We'll find out from Vote what Michael Malone had to
Spicy
say.
tonight.
He hit a spicy one.
Spicy Yoke.
Spicy Jokic.
Maybe the spiciest
The
Jokic.
spiciest Jokic?
Stand by.
Oh, my goodness. I can't wait for this.
Wow.
Good thing I'm drinking a jalapeno reposado.
All right. On that note, let's talk about the official beer of DNVR,
All right.
Breckenridge Brewery.
Hell yeah.
And Breck Brew, they've got seltzers now. I think I downed 2 during the game tonight. But Breck Brew seltzers are awesome. They got a bunch of different flavors. Peach, honeydew, mixed berry. Like, they're all awesome. So check out the Breck Brew seltzers. You can get them at your local liquor store, at your local grocery store. If you're in the area, stop into the DNVR bar. We've got tons of Breck Brew seltzers, always in the fridge, always cold, ready for you guys. So check out some Breck Brew seltzers. Also, Chevalier Mortgage, we've been partnered with these guys for a while. Look, taking out a mortgage, buying a house, it can be a complicated, stressful process.
You're telling me.
But hit up Michael and Virginia Chevalier at DNVRmortgage.com. They'll get you all squared away. They'll make a complicated process super, super easy for you. DNVRmortgage.com. You can get set up with a free consultation with them when you go there. They've been in the mortgage business forever. They know all the ins and outs, the tricks of the trade. Like I said, they can make it super easy for you. Answer any questions that you have. So get a free consultation with them at DNVRmortgage.com. Michael Chevalier, NMLS number 1931006. Virginia Chevalier, NMLS number 1910631.
We back?
Yeah.
All right, spice. I'm ready for some spice,
All
man.
right, well, let's start with Malone, who right away said his first thought when walking off the floor was that he should have gotten Bones back in the game. About 5 minutes too late, but hey, say this, at least he owned up to it.
Kind of.
But it's kind of annoying
I don't
because just 5 minutes earlier.
I give him that credit when he says that 2 months ago. I'm
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
whatever.
Yeah, fair enough. And he pointed out, not just that Bones could have helped, but also that could have helped Bones. Learning experience.
Honestly, the
Important
biggest
minutes.
thing is that we're not talking about. So a lot of the, like, should you play Bones, should you not, this or that, a lot of that conversation, I just did Keeping It 1000 with George Carl, by the way. George Carl, I promise you, chat, different perspective than you guys do. And
He would probably have not played Bones tonight.
He is. You need to hear his comments because I'm telling you, whether you agree or not, it's important to hear the 6th winningest coach of all time share his perspective about what the value of young players, this or that. But one of the things that he always talks about is, are you going to trust them in a playoff series? Are you going to be able to do this? Here's the thing. You can't trust them against Boston when you're shorthanded anyway. Like, then how the hell are you going to play them in a playoff series? Tonight would have been phenomenal for a
Right.
reference point for what happens to Bones Hyland under pressure. How does he handle it? And we did not get that data point. And you lost. It was a lose-lose.
If that decision has been made, and it has, that Bones is in the rotation and Facu's out when everyone's healthy, then why not let him play through these important minutes? At least he seems to get that now, but it would have helped 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. He talked about the rebounding and turnovers,
It's a big deal.
the bigger point to me, well, there was a conversation about Jokic, and Malone answered a question on if Jokic is tired, and Malone did not hesitate. Oh, there's no doubt. He won't say it. I'll say it for him. He is exhausted mentally and physically. He is the definition of fatigued. And then he also cited the turnovers, the lack of fight on the glass, which was a huge deal. And then I think everyone has this observation. The 50-50 balls were 100-0 balls tonight.
Yeah.
Well, good thing the All-Star break's coming up.
Yeah. Let's move
I mean, in
on
seriousness,
now.
though, I do wonder if that's enough. Because look, there's no question Yoke's fatigued, man. He's looked like he's been stuck in the mud a little bit lately. I just don't know if it's going to be enough.
Look,
Well-
man, and I know this for a fact, part of the reasoning that the Nuggets wanted DeMarcus Cousins was to be able to spell Jokic more. But Cousins obviously hasn't been able to do that. He hasn't been available enough to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird not to see him tonight, too.
You've glossed over, though, the rebounding issue. I honestly think it's super important. And this is one of the things about when we talk about Jeff Green and buy his stock or not, he's really a bad rebounder.
Oh, it's a
and
big part
it's a
of
very
it.
underrated
It's a big
aspect of
part
his
of it,
game.
yep.
Is that he does a lot of things well, but rebounding he's actually really bad.
And my guess would be that's why he didn't close tonight. Not that Zeke's been great, but I'm sure you guys talked about that at length.
There was a stretch a few games ago where Jeff Green went 5 games and recorded 6 total rebounds. That happened.
Yeah, if you want...
And he
Tough to
started
do.
all those games.
a total,
And he's inside a lot on top of it.
He recorded 6 rebounds over a 5-game stretch. 6 total rebounds.
safest drinking game in the world, take a shot for every Jeff Green offensive rebound.
Stay dead sober.
Yeah, you'll be totally fine. We'll get to Jokic, who responded to these kinds. By the way, I agree the rebounding's an issue. Just think it's been an issue. Tonight, Malone talked a lot about Jokic's fatigue. That feels notable. We'll go to Facu real quick, who talked about being out of the rotation, where his headspace was at. Said he talked with Malone a lot. And then he said the NBA is all about being ready. I did not take this personally. The team was playing really well. I knew sooner or later I'd have an opportunity and I'd be ready. I can control that at least. On mentoring Bones, he said, I think it's a big deal to be a part of this team, If I'm not playing, I'm going to find a way to be helpful. That's Facu. We'll go now to Jokic. Jokic acknowledged the turnovers were an issue. He said it happens to us every night. Some nights are better, some nights are worse. I think the rebounds, they had 18 offensive rebounds. Talked about the 50-50 balls as well. On shooting 10 threes, to be honest, I think I was open. I do think the one that I made was actually a bad shot, and the ones that I missed were good.
I love
Yoke's the
that.
best.
I
Yoke's the
love
best.
that.
Then he said, if I'm open, I'm going to shoot, which is kind of a weird quote tonight, because from beyond the perimeter, that was true, but certainly not forcing the issue within it. And then he addressed that comment about his stamina. And he said, I'm feeling good. Who cares? He interrupted himself. Everybody is tired. Are you tired? And then he starts pointing out people in the room. Katie, are you tired? Mike, are you tired? Nick, are you tired? And then he says, everyone is a little bit tired. He ultimately said, no, I'm not tired. Sounds contradictory, but I think he's just saying not any more than anyone else is. And this is the grind of the season. And I think he doesn't really want to talk much about it.
He hated that question.
He hated
so
that
much.
question. And
I
I
mean,
think
what's he gonna say? He can't. He's not gonna come out and just be like, "I'm dead tired."
this is also the second time that Malone's said, I'll do it for him, and then said, he's exhausted. He's running to the ground.
This was the narrative at the end of last
Right.
regular season.
And it was true, by the way.
And it was
And it was
absolutely
true.
true.
Yo, that-
absolutely true.
that Phoenix series especially, he
Yep.
was just like, F this, man.
Okay,
Yep.
here's the spiciest quote, though.
All right, because these are not that spicy. One pepper.
I think me and Will Barton played really bad.
There you go. Throw Barton in there. I like that.
Our chemistry, we are supposed to be the leaders. Aaron Gordon.
he was furious at that turnover.
So he's
that
talking about
handoff.
that one play
Well, maybe he's
mostly
probably
there.
talking about a lot, but
There was
that,
a lot
that
of hustle
play,
plays.
But that
That
fumble
play
dribble
was
handoff
like,
between
wow.
Jokic and Barton, that is a dribble handoff they've run 1,000 times.
I will say his answer to that stamina question, by the way, was very pointed. It was not. He wasn't thrilled about it. But yeah, he called Will Barton out directly. I can't remember the last time he's done that.
I can't remember the last time he's called anyone
out. That's what I mean. And he went first in last name. We played really bad. We're supposed to be the leaders. He said, "AG,
Man,
I guess there's some consistency there." But he says, "I need to score more, and with Will, he needs to find his teammates." And then he said,
you go.
And then he
said that too.
And then he said, "Our chemistry between the two of us was off."
Man, you know what I love? That's a perfect. He split the difference perfectly. Called him out. First of all, it's the Eric Weedham theory on you use a person's full name when you're upset with them. You always use the
dad
nickname.
talking to his kid.
It's like what we're talking about MPJ. Positive. We're always like, man, MPJ is whatever. But then if you're like, man, but I just worry about Michael Porter. Like you use the name on that one because you're like, yeah, he's bad. So him saying Will Barton, yeah, that's
wow.
There was ownership.
I love it though.
Yeah, me
Here's the
too.
thing. Yoke needs this, and I don't know if it's going to work. This is not the end point, but it is a start point of Yoke being able to call out his teammates in a way that gets what he wants.
And Barton too, who, by the way, I've lauded him of late. Very bad game. And if Yoke's going to do it, you have to respond to that, right?
Yeah.
And everything we said about him being overextended is true. That's the case. But if it's about being sharper and the best player on the floor calls you out, he's got to tighten it up.
Here's the thing about Will I'm so curious about. I think Will respects Yoke an enormous amount.
Definitely.
An enormous amount. And I honestly think that if Yoke does this properly and says, hey, man.
That's it.
You're something about it. I honestly think Will Barton says, I hear you.
Me too.
I hear you.
Me too.
Yep.
And,
let me know what you want.
And, he cites the chemistry as in it's usually there and it wasn't tonight.
Right.
This is not, just to be clear, I'm done with this Will Barton dude. It's
Right.
we're supposed to be better together.
It would be so Yoke to want to try to trade a guy one day after the trade.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We gotta get rid of this
Gotta
guy.
get rid of
What?
this dude. So
Why
Yoke,
did you say this yesterday?
there was some frustration tonight for Jokic on the court and in the presser, but he owned it too. Don't forget that he said I was bad tonight, and he was by his superhuman standards.
Interesting.
That was spicy. It's still, I'd say 4 pepper spice, but it was
It's
spicy.
Yoke though,
It
dude.
is
Usually
Yoke
he's
spice.
like, maybe we win, maybe we lose.
when has Yoke ever referenced another teammate by name in
Never,
a
dude.
negative manner in a quote?
That's 505.
Never.
spice,
Yeah.
I think.
Never.
Calling someone out, I like that.
I do too.
And he'll hold himself accountable too, which is awesome.
I honestly
Absolutely.
think it's the final form. Like, there's little margins. Yoke can get better as a 3-point shooter. He can get better, off his left hand or whatever. But the biggest, last final area of growth is this right here.
I
Just
think it's
learning
a bit.
how to do it.
I think it's
so.
great, and calling himself just being more vocal.
Yeah.
We hear so much about how the Nuggets don't do this in that locker room.
Hell yeah,
so if
Yoke.
this is the start of that, I'm here for it.
Hey, maybe this loss was a good thing.
Yeah.
We turned it around.
We
flipped
turned it
baby.
around.
They needed this loss.
Yeah.
They had to get
This
one.
is the tipping point.
You know what? Yeah, this is
By
where
the
they
way-
get stronger in all the broken places.
The chat's pushing back that he has called out Porter before. That is absolutely true. I just don't know if I've heard it. Like Michael Porter Jr.
Just
was
flat
really
out
bad
calling him
tonight.
out,
Yeah, it was very emphatic or explicit, I should say.
Good, Yoke.
How's he by name?
I don't know. I just want to say on a personal note how crushing this is and how mad I am at Malone, because we should just be celebrating Facu's performance tonight, and I can't do that, and I blame one person.
Michael Malone.
Yeah.
We'd be remiss if we didn't go around the association to end today, since we have Big T in the house, and there's some good things here. By the way, I don't know if you don't know this segment. This is where we talk about the other games in the league, but we mostly just shit talk every team. Chicago Bulls beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. These are my Bulls, by the way. Sometimes we just jump on the bandwagon. Big T, Timberwolves, Nuggets. Nuggets have a 2-game cushion on the Timberwolves. Nuggets lose tonight. Timberwolves lose tonight. Are you concerned at all about them passing Denver for the 6th seed?
No, not at all.
Didn't even look up.
All right, well, thanks. That was great. Great insight. Thank you.
No, I mean, no worries whatsoever.
Why?
Because
They're on fire. They're on a roll.
I mean, so what?
They're so mid.
All right.
Timberwolves are so mid.
Oh, man.
Do you like the Timber?
No, they're mid.
Adam does. He loves the Timberwolves.
I do love the Timberwolves.
What do you love about
Chris Finch. I think he's great. Jared Vanderbilt. And Anthony Edwards, too. I love Anthony, but I can't lie. The Spurs beat the Hawks. It was Derek White the problem.
DeJounte Murray?
Nah, this
went
is classic.
nude tonight.
First game after the trade deadline energy.
32 points, 10 rebounds, 15 assists. Who did they get? Who did the Spurs
4
pick
steals,
up?
too, by
They
the way.
got
Wow.
Zach Collins
They got Zach Collins. Oh, that was
back
the difference
from
maker.
injury.
Who else did they get? Didn't the Spurs pick somebody up?
Dragic, but they're releasing him, I believe.
Richardson from the Celtics.
Or buying him
All
out.
right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Maybe
I
that was the
doubt he
difference.
played.
Bogdanovich tonight, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. But the Hawks dropped. The Hawks had been on fire, by the way. 76ers beat the Thunder. Of course, Joel Embiid played. It was the Thunder. 25 points, 19 rebounds, 4 assists for him.
How's Kenrich enjoying post-trade deadline life in Oklahoma
How
City?
funny! How funny that he went from like the bell of the ball to just back to OKC.
But
For
as-
2 straight trade
but-
Two
deadlines.
straight deadlines. Like, man, it's going to cost
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first. Every team wants it. Every contender. Is he going to
That's
Miami or
seriously
LA?
what they wanted a first for him.
Yeah,
But hang
That's
on,
what I
though.
said. I was like, he's good, but
Kenrich
come on.
Williams still may be a winner. He's going to get the bag in OKC.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Maybe he
know.
just likes fishing. I don't know.
No, they're so far under the cap.
The Cavaliers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, continue to just dominate and light worlds on fire.
They were down 20 tonight.
They were down 20 and they came back. My God, well, they gave up 47 points in the first quarter to the new look Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton has 23 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists in his debut. I know he started the game 5 of 5. I don't know what he ended. It's Big T. The Cavs. Are you buying them? They're the best story in basketball this year.
I think the Cavs are the most underrated team in basketball.
Really?
They're just look at their
He's
roster.
gambling. I just want to, in
Look-
case you didn't know.
Look at their roster. It's a
Placing
good
bets as he
roster,
talks. As he talks.
actually. I mean, just look down. I mean, Jared Allen, Levert crushed Indy tonight, by the way, too. He started a little slow, but 10 for 19.
Yeah, it's that get-back game against
Yeah,
your old
it is.
team.
Get back
I mean,
game.
Cleveland's good. Their roster's good. Kevin Love's perfect off the bench.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to win a title, but they're a handful for anybody in the playoffs.
You think LeBron's going to end up back there sometime?
I think
soon?
he'll finish his career there.
Did you hear what he said about Darius Garland
I know, I
last
didn't
night?
see it. I
What
was
did he
so
say? I
annoyed.
didn't see that.
Well, he picked him like second
Yeah,
out
I
of all
picked
the
him right
reserves
away.
in the
Picked him
draft.
right away.
By the way,
Yeah.
if I'm a
What did he
Cavs
say,
fan,
though? He was loving him?
Oh yeah,
Was he?
Yeah, it's like great,
Garland's good,
great
man.
young talent.
Kind of a mini Kyrie.
if you're a Cavs fan, because LeBron is still playing really well, are you LeBron away from another title,
I had this
or
conversation
are
on
you
the show
LeBron
earlier
away
today.
from ruining your vibes?
I argued
Both,
that.
for sure. That's
Both,
the thing.
right?
This is the crazy part, though. We had this conversation on my other show earlier. Like, I seriously think if LeBron's like, I want to go to Cleveland, but you have to give up. I mean, I don't even care who. Like,
Do you give
Mobley.
up Garland for LeBron?
Mobley.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't think they're giving up any of those
No.
pieces for him.
No, you
and that's
don't.
crazy to say, though.
don't.
Like, I don't think I think obviously they'd give up like some of the older guys, but none of their young people. Mobley and Garland are future
Yeah.
total studs.
Studs.
Like
Yeah.
top
Studs.
top level
Agreed.
studs.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't think they would trade for LeBron. That's crazy.
crazy.
How
It's crazy.
insane is that?
It is crazy.
Probably right,
And LeBron's
though.
playing decent this year on top of
I don't know, a
it.
guy leaves you twice. I think you're
Yeah,
kinda
he can't
like,
do
you're
it.
just
Can't
like,
go
You
back
can't
for
welcome
the
him
third
back.
time.
even if he was like, I want a veteran minimum to go, they'll be like, oh, get out
I
of
do
here,
think he'll
man.
finish
Yeah.
his career there, though, on like a cheap
I want
deal.
David Fizdale as my coach.
Just getting everybody fired. The Hornets beat the Pistons tonight. Nobody cares. The
LaMelo's been crushing, by the way.
31, 5, and 12 for him. He's dope, man. Whatever you want to say. Jazz 106-91. They played the Magic. That's kind of a bummer as well. Nothing to say about that game, though. Any other notes from around the association?
Tatum still sucked tonight.
He does still suck.
Boston sucked tonight, and we
They
lost.
were
That's
so
the frustrating
bad.
part.
man.
Shots,
Other
don't
than
they?
Robert Williams, they were trash.
That
kinda.
offense
And
is-
Marcus Smart had like 6 steals.
Oh, he was so
Well,
good.
Big T, it was good having you in the house.
Yeah, I always love
Plug-
coming and hanging out with you guys.
What do you want to plug? Run Pure here?
Yeah, if you guys like winners, Run Pure Sports.
Wish I
check
had
it
that
out.
energy.
Check me out on Twitter, Big T44 DFS.
Cracks me up. Hilarious follow. Thanks,
Seriously, though, bet the Rams if you like money.
Good to know. We'll go home and do that
Man,
right
you're
now.
going to get killed if they don't win. But they're going to win, so
They're
it doesn't
gonna
matter.
win, yeah.
By
All right.
20.
By 19. He said
That
take
was
19.
like the Spicer,
sorry,
though.
19.
The
19.
big bet, just Rams. But yes, the Spicer with the -19.
I love it.
Five
Thanks,
to one.
everybody. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you guys tomorrow.